السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to day 151 of Quran in a Year Plus, where we learn to look at the world and live life according to the lens of the Quran. Today we're going to be looking at verses 38 to 49 of Surah Hud. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ويصنع الفلك وكلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه قال إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون. So Nuh obeyed the command of his Lord and began constructing the ark. Every time the leaders and elites of his people passed by him, they mocked him for building a ship when there was neither water nor rivers in his land. When they continued to mock him, he said to them, "If you, O noblemen, mock us today as we build the ark, then we also mock you for being ignorant of the fact that you will drown. فسوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ويحل عليه عذاب مقيم." You will soon know who will be struck by a punishment in this world that will disgrace and humiliate him, and upon whom a lasting punishment will descend on the day of judgment, one that will never end. حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك إلا من سبق عليه القول وما آمن معه إلا قليل. Nuh عليه السلام completed the construction of the ark that Allah had commanded him to build. Then when our command came to destroy them, and water burst forth from the oven from which they used to bake, signaling the beginning of the flood, we said to Nuh, "Carry on board the ark from every kind of land animal, two, a male and a female, and carry your family except those against whom the decree has already passed, that they will be drowned because they did not believe, and carry those who have believed with you." But only a small number believed with him, despite the long time he remained among them, calling them to faith in Allah. وَقَالَ ارْكَبُوا فِيهَا بِسْمِ اللَّهِ مَجْرَيْهَا وَمُرْسَاهَا إِنَّ رَبِّي لَغَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Nuh said to those who had believed among his family and his people, "Board the ark. In the name of Allah is its sailing, and in His name is its landing. My Lord is most forgiving to those of His servants who repent, most merciful to them, and from His mercy toward the believers is that He saved them from destruction." وهي تجري بهم في موج كالجبال ونادى نوح ابنه وكان في معزل يا بني اركب معنا ولا تكن مع الكافرين. The ark sailed with those aboard, among people and animals, through waves as towering as mountains. Moved by fatherly compassion, Nuh alayhi salam called out to his disbelieving son, who was separated from his father and his people in another place, "My son, board with us so that you may be saved from drowning, and do not be with the disbelievers, lest you be struck by what struck them of destruction by drowning." قال سآوي إلى جبل يعصمني من الماء قال لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله إلا من رحم وحال بينهما الموج فكان من المغرقين. The son of Nuh said to him, "I will take refuge on a high mountain that will protect me from the water." Nuh told his son, Nothing will save anyone from Allah's punishment of being drowned by the flood except those whom Allah saves with His mercy. It is He who protects from drowning. Then the waves came between Nuh and his son was among those who were drowned in the flood because of his disbelief. وقيل يا أرض ابلعي ماءك ويا سماء أقلعي وغيض الماء وقضي الأمر واستوت على الجود وقيل بعدا للقوم الظالمين. And Allah said after the flood had ended, O earth, swallow your water. And He said to the sky, withhold and cease. The water receded until the land became dry. Allah destroyed the disbelievers, and the ark came to rest upon Mount Judi. And it was said, away with and destruction upon the people who transgress the limits of Allah through disbelief. ونادى نوح ربه فقال رب إن ابني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق وأنت أحكم الحاكمين. Nuh called upon his Lord seeking his help and said, My Lord, my son is from my family whom you promised to save, and surely your promise is true with no failure in it. And you are the most just and most knowing of judges. قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك إنه عمل غير صالح فلا تسألني ما ليس لك به علم إني أعظك أن تكون من الجاهلين. Allah said to Nuh, O Nuh, the son about whom you asked me to save is not from the family whom I promised to save, because he is a disbeliever. Your request, O Nuh, was not an appropriate action from you, and it does not befit your rank. Therefore, do not ask me something you have no knowledge of. I warn you from being among the ignorant folk by questioning a decision you do not know about. قال رب إني أعوذ بك أن أسألك ما ليس لي به علم وإلا تغفر لي وترحمني أكن من الخاسرين. Nuh said, My Lord, I seek refuge in you from asking you about that of which I have no knowledge. And if you do not forgive me my sin and show me mercy, I will be among the losers who have lost their share in the hereafter. قيل يا نوح اهبط بسلام منا وبركات عليك وعلى ممن معك وأمم سنمتعهم ثم يمسهم منا عذاب أليم. Allah said to Nuh, O Nuh, disembark from the ark onto the land in safety and security, with many blessings from Allah upon you and upon descendants of those who were with you in the ark from among the believers who will come after you. Unfortunately, there will also be others from their descendants who will disbelieve. For a time Allah will give them enjoyment and livelihood in the life of this world, but then a painful punishment from Him will come to them. تلك من أنباء الغيب نوحيها إليك ما كنت تعلمها أنت ولا قومك من قبل هذا فاصبر إن العاقبة للمتقين. This story of Nuh is from the news of the unseen that we reveal to you. You did not know it, nor did your people know it before this revelation which we have revealed to you. So be patient with the harm and denial of your people, just as Nuh alayhi salam was patient. Indeed, victory and ultimate success belong to those who obey the commands of Allah and avoid what He has forbidden. As we reflect over today's verses, we see that mockery is not new. It was there when Nuh alayhi salam was building the ark. It has always accompanied truth and will continue to do so. Nuh was not mocked because he was uncertain. He was mocked because he was certain. He was following the truth because he was acting upon revelation while others were imprisoned by short term thinking. They only focus on this world. Allah says when he was constructing the ark, and every time the leaders of his people passed by him, they mocked him. He said, "If you mock us now, then we will surely mock you just as you mock us." Imam al-Baghawi mentions, his people would pass by him while he was busy with his work and ridicule him, saying, "O Nuh, you have become a carpenter after prophethood?" The one who is confident that he is upon the truth does not allow foolish ridicule to shake his certainty or interrupt his work. Mockery does not weaken truth. It exposes the insecurity of the one who mocks. Rather, he should question them to expose the reality of their ignorance and false confidence. Today, the ark looks different. A Muslim is mocked for not dating, for not drinking, for not partying, for dressing modestly. And sometimes, unfortunately, this mockery comes from other Muslims. But the believer who understands their purpose in this world and knows Allah does not feel ashamed. They have clarity. They know this life is temporary. They know accountability is real. They know that obedience is not backwardness, but foresight. So instead of apologizing for their choices, they turn the question back on them. Why do you live as though this world is permanent when you know it will end? Why do you do what you do? What makes pleasure your compass instead of purpose? What keeps you heedless about death when you know that you're going to be leaving this world? Because everyone's clock is going to hit zero. And when that reality arrives, mockery disappears. But then it's too late to turn back. Allah tells us when Nuh alayhi salam told his son to board the ship, he said, "I will take refuge on a mountain that will protect me from the water." He said, "There is no protector today from the command of Allah except the one upon whom He shows mercy." Shaykh Sa'di says, "No mountain nor anything else can protect anyone. Even if a person were to take the utmost possible means, they would not be saved unless Allah Himself saves them. All the wealth, connections, power, accomplishments will not benefit us. The only thing that counts when we leave this world is faith and righteous actions." It comes in Tafsir al-Manar that Allah the Almighty rewards people in this world and the hereafter according to their faith and deeds, not according to their lineage. He does not show favoritism to anyone because of their fathers or righteous ancestors, even if they are among the sent prophets. Our last name will not save us. The house we were born into will not protect us. The money we inherit will not shield us. Our parents' righteousness will not carry us. People today cling to the mountain instead of the creator of the mountain. They build everything except their relationship with Allah, distracted by glamour, deluded into thinking they have time and can turn back whenever they want. But when the waves come, those mountains collapse. There is no protection and no help except from Allah. And we see that even Nuh's son refused to believe. And Nuh called out to his Lord and said, "My Lord, indeed my son is from my family, and surely your promise is the truth, and you are the most just of judges." Allah said, "O Nuh, he is not from your family. Indeed, his conduct is unrighteous." Ibn Kathir mentions, he said, "My Lord, my son is from my family," meaning, you promised me the salvation of my family, and your promise is true and never fails. So how did he drown while you are the most just of judges? So Allah tells him he is not from your family, meaning not from those whose salvation I promised you. I only promised you the salvation of those among your family who believed. This is why Allah said, "And your family except those against whom the decree has already passed." This son was among those upon whom the decree of drowning had already passed due to his disbelief and his opposition to his father, the Prophet of Allah, Nuh alayhi salam. Nuh did not make dua out of objection or doubt. Ibn Taymiyyah says, His son was among those upon whom the decree had already passed, but Nuh did not know this. For that reason he said that my son is from my family, thinking that his son was included among those whom Allah had promised to save. And he said, O Nuh, indeed he is not from your family. His conduct is unrighteous. So do not ask me about that of which you have no knowledge. Shaykh Sa'di says, meaning that whose outcome and end you do not know, whether it will be good or not good. The moment Nuh is reminded, he submits. He does not argue. He does not persist. He turns back to Allah and seeks forgiveness. And then Allah closes this story by lifting our eyes beyond the pain. He says, that is from the news of the unseen which we reveal to you. Neither you nor your people knew it before this, so be patient. Indeed, the final outcome belongs to the God conscious. Ibn Ashur mentions, just as Nuh was patient and the final outcome was in his favor, so too will the final outcome be for you against your people. Referring to the Prophet ﷺ. This teaches us to remain patient upon the truth no matter the circumstances, to prepare while others mock, to rely on Allah and take the means, and when we fall short, to return to Allah with humility, seeking forgiveness, guidance, and steadfastness, and to know that this world is temporary and the ultimate victory will always belong to the believers. So as we walk away from today's episode, whenever we do anything, whenever we start a project, we start by saying Bismillah. It doesn't just mean in the name of Allah, but what it means is that I put my trust, I seek the help of Allah, I depend on Allah for the success of this task, while taking the means available to me. Imam al-Razi mentioned that what is required is to bind one's resolve, for someone to be determined, to work hard, to attach the heart to the bounty of Allah, that we're hoping for His favor. Free oneself from reliance on personal power and strength. I don't do anything. Allah is the one who does everything. And turn the gaze away from the causes themselves. Take the means, but not to think that that's what brings the result. Rather, it is Allah, and this is indicated by Allah's statement. And He said, board it. In the name of Allah is its course and its anchoring. May Allah guide us to His path, our families, our children, and keep us firm upon that path. May He beautify faith for us. May He strengthen our resolve. I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.